Hello and a warm welcome to the Family Time Show. My name is Juliet Mosembi and I'll be taking you through the process of the Family Time Show. Family Time Show will be dealing with single parenting, which is divided into two: those who are married before and divorced, and those who have never been married before. This is because we want to sensitize even the society on single parenting and even to encourage them on single parenting. And today we have a different guest who is abled differently, and I want to welcome her to go through to introduce herself and to tell us how she has been able to cope with life when she's been abled differently. Welcome.
My name is Rhoda, and I'm delighted to be your guest today. I hope you will hear more as we proceed with the interview. Thank you.
Now, Rhoda, how have you been able to understand that you're abled differently and to cope with life even when you're abled differently?
As I was growing up, it reached a point where I realized that I was different from the others because of the way I used to spotlight. Some were not understanding me clearly. Some would ask me what I was saying, and some of the pronunciation weren't really good, and the way I walked, some children would just stare at me, and seeing their children, they just see the way she is walking, and I realized I was different from the others. Yes.
Have you ever one time faced bullying from the society because you are abled differently?
Okay. Uh, the society would judge you sometimes. People would see you from how you appear, from how you walk, from how you talk, and uh, basing on on the physical appearance, some people would judge you wrongly. Like maybe you have a point you want to explain, and when people see how you are, they just ignore you. They think that your point maybe would not make sense without them realizing that um, the inner the inner man is different from the way we appear, and the inner man doesn't dictate how we appear. Yeah.
Okay. According to the way you talk and the way you introduce yourself, I feel that you are a person who you have already accepted that you're abled differently and all that. And now I'm really asking myself, how are you able to accept that, yes, I'm abled differently and yes, I can do things differently?
Personally, I don't focus more of what people say about me, as long as I know myself, and I know I'm able differently. I believe that I was created for a purpose, because I have been able to study. I have studied from nursery to form 4. I have done knitting, I have done to bibliology, and I've done so many things. And I believe that God created me for a purpose, and He has good plans for me.
What are the challenges you've faced in school when you're learning, with friends, with parents? What are the challenges that you have had?
Okay. As I have said, I have studied from nursery to form 4. Uh-huh. During my education, I used to have challenges in handwriting. My handwriting wasn't really good, and when I was in primary school, I used to borrow people the written notes from them because I used to have challenges in writing notes, and also my handwriting wasn't really clearly. Now, during the JCPE, they had to give my disability letter to the net, so they would consider my handwriting, which they did, and I really passed JCPE and went to high school. Now, during high school, also they had to give my disability letter to the net. During the terms exam, I used to perform really well, and I was among the top tens in number. And but during the KCSE, they never gave my disability letter to the net, so they didn't consider my handwriting because I studied Institute for Person Without Disability. So them not giving my disability letter to the net, they thought I'm just an ordinary person, and they couldn't consider my handwriting. So I didn't really get what I expected.
Now I think I get you. What about your parents? Sometimes it's so hard for a parent to accept that I've had a kid who is able differently, some of them getting to leaving them at the hospital. How was your parents' reaction even when you are growing up?
Oh, I think my mom used to love me so much. The late mom used to love me so much, but then she passed. But then she passed when I was 12 years, and I started living with my brother. But then after class 8, I started living with my sister, and my sister also loves me very much, and she treats me like her own child.
Well, regards to your sister for being able to accept the way you are and treating you like her own. And now, one thing I would really want to ask, here in the society, we have very much different people, and being a lady, we expect too much from you. How has been school? If you are schooling in a school that is not for the disabled, how are you able to cope in that school? And how about the teachers? How about the students that you used to school with?
Man, I can say that the teacher loved me so much, and even the students, they loved me, and I accepted myself the way I am. Even the teacher loved me more because I used to perform well. I used to make sure I really perform well in class. So if the mind was really okay, the teacher, I think they had no reason to doubt me, to doubt my ability, because they knew I had ability beyond the disability.
I agree with that. Being disabled differently doesn't mean you can't work out as a person who is abled normally. And now, after Form 4, you mentioned you went up to Form 4. After that, what did you have to do?
Okay, now after Form 4, like I said, I went to school for person without disability, and my performance wasn't really good because they never gave out my disability letter to the net. So I wanted to repeat, but this time I wanted to be in school for person with disability. So when I went to Joytown Institute for Person with Disability, I wasn't accepted due to my previous performance. I had no choice than join the knitting training center, where I learned knitting different woolen products such as baby suit, leg warmers, design pullovers for boys and girls, um, uh, le- um, stool pullovers, among others. Now, after training, I realized I had a talent in teaching. That is after teaching 2 to 3 students how to knit pullovers. I realized I had that skill in teaching how to knit pullovers. And after training about 3 to 4 students, I was employed as a teacher for knitting woolen products.
After you lost your mom, how was it so able for you to operate in the same situation that you are in? Of course, things were different because we can't get another person who can be like a mother. That's very true. But now, how are things after you lost your mother? How are things?
Okay, after I lost my mother, obviously it was painful because uh, I felt like I needed something, I needed a mother, of course. But then when I started living with my sister is one lady whom I love so much because she never treats me differently. She loves me and she treats me like her own child. Not only me, we also live with my brother's children. They also lost their parents, and late last year, my brother's children lost their parents, the 3 of them. Uh, they are almost teenagers, yes. And my sister took them and she treats is her own children. She has a very huge heart, and I thank God for her and I pray for her. Personally, she has really treated me well, just like her mother. She is a mother to me and a mother to those 3 children of my brother.
A big shout out to your sister. And now, do you take any medication so far?
No, I don't take medication.
What about clinics, therapy, and all that? Do you do that?
No, I don't.
Okay. And how are you been able to manage without any medication, or is it painful or not?
No, it's not painful. Imagine I always feel natural, just like you feel, just like my friend here feels. I feel natural, like there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just like a normal human being, and it's just how people see the way I appear. But uh, myself, I see myself without any problem. Now, after I was employed as a teacher, I had a vision. Uh, and that vision was to start my own school of knitting. The Bible says a man without a vision perishes. But I had a vision of starting my own school. And by the grace of God, I started my own school. Although where I started, there's no many students, but my manager don't have allowed me to start at the particular place. So I had a very few students, very few, and so I decided uh, to dress up the school, and I decided to study. After now having very few students, uh, having very few students, it was a challenge to pay the rent, and so I decided to study. And because I used to love preaching. There was a day I was invited to a youth station, and I preached, and God used me, and I realized it was my calling to start preaching, and I started having the desire to join the Bible school. Even my friend Todd and John, she encouraged me to study Bible school. And 2022, I joined Father's House Bible School College, where I graduated the end of 2022 December.
Oh, that's so encouraging that we have people who are able differently that can go miles even in studying and all that. And now I would really want to ask, what about after Form 4 you did knitting? You also went to Bible school. Did you get any support from any person even after you lost your parent?
Support, maybe my sister. My sister supported me so much, and also there's this sister and John. She also supported me in studying the Bible college. Sometimes my sister would pay for me. Sometimes my friend and John would support her. Yeah.
Have you any time felt inferior when maybe mingling with other people who are able to well? Have you felt inferior?
No. No. Sometimes you would ask yourself, why are you differently? But it's normal to sometimes feel that you are not like the others. But I have never let that stood up for me, because I believe in myself. When I was employed as a teacher, it's the time I started living alone at a far place from my sister. I remember my sister opposed, and she said, how can you live alone? I mean, when I'm not there. And I told her, let us try. And I went to a far place where I was employed, and I was living alone. And I started cooking for myself. I started doing everything for myself, washing the utensils, cooking and everything. And after 1 week, I told her I have survived. So I'm also able to live alone. I'm also able to cook. I'm able to clean the house. Like I'm able to manage living alone. So I don't see myself being any different from others, because what they can do, I can do more. I believe that in Bible school we were taught that there's an inner man and there's an outward man. The inner man doesn't dictate what your outward man is. So I believe I was created with the image of God, and I can do everything. What others can do, I can do too.
Have you ever reached a point where you are asking God, why? Why this to me? Why have I had to be abled differently? Have you ever reached that point?
Okay, mine are usually landed because despite of how I am, I cannot say it's because I'm able. I know it's because of him. So when I think of the far he has brought me, I never thought I would graduate one day. I never thought I would live alone, like me alone in the house, and I would survive. I would do for myself. I never thought that one day I would work my own money. But by the grace of God, I have managed to what I have managed to study. So sometimes sometimes I'm usually encouraged by the Bible story. When I read the story of that bright man, that bright man, people were asking him, why do you think you are different from the other? I mean, why your parents sinners? And the answer was for God to be glorified. And I believe I was born like this too, so that God would be glorified through me. As I have done Bible college and obtained diploma. My aim is to preach the word of God and for God to be glorified through me. He uses the witch to glorify himself. So I believe myself is a vessel for God's glory.
Wow, that's so encouraging of you. When you meet people who are also able differently, and maybe those who look, it's as if they are in a worse situation, what do you think?
My advice is to accept yourself the way you are. I believe that even though you are disabled, even though your visitor appearance may appear different from the others, I believe you have something good that God had deposited in you. Don't look down on yourself. Just try examining yourself. Yes, I'm disabled, but what is it that is good and of advantage of me? What good inside of me that can help the society? For example, when you go to schools for persons with disabilities, you will meet different people, like different people with different disability. And you find that people without hands, they can use their legs to wash the utensils. And you, a person with the two eyes, you cannot wash the utensils using your legs. You see the wisdom of God. So never despise yourself. You as person with disability. You have something in you that is different. You have something good in you. There must be a talent. I mean, God is not wicked. God must have deposited something good in you. Like me, I'm good in eating pullovers. I'm good in teaching. I can preach. I can convince a person to accept try. So never ever look down on it. Remember there's a person who died for you. If you feel rejected, if you feel unloved, remember there's one person who loved you to an extent of dying for you. Oh, someone said his blood just for you. So if you ever feel different, if you ever feel unloved, just know there is Christ who died for you and whose love for you is a sure bet. You are assured. I mean, he never specified that he died for specific person and never died for specific person. There is this love that is assured. Have Christ is your friend and is your savior, and he will win your battle, and you will have a bright future. And most of all, accept yourself. Close your ears to what people say. Close your ears to what you hear from outside. Then only you can survive in this world. Try to show people that you can do more than what they think.
For those people who are well, they have no problem anywhere, but they have talents but cannot use them. They can do something but they cannot do it. maybe out of ignorance or such, what can you tell them?
I can tell them that they stop being lazy and they wake up, and you have to act. You have to act for anything in this life. Stop depending on people. Like, people get tired sometimes. So, natuna pesa nzuri. Hatuna pesa nzuri, like the money you have worked for, si ile umepewa ni yenye umefanyia. So I really encourage you to wake up and start working for yourself. Just do any business and pray so hard. And just use your talent. You never know where your talent will take you. Like me, nimewaishonea mzungu sweater. Like, I visited the house of a white man. Just to do an order for her, for knitting pullover. Although that man died eventually. So, hatuna mali huwezi enda na your talent when you pray and you believe in God and you use your talent. Thank you.
There are parents who don't feel okay when they have people who are able differently as their children. And some of them maybe keep them in their houses. They don't want them to be seen outside. What would you like to tell them?
What I would like to tell you is that children are gifts from above, and God will never give you a gift that He knows you are not well. You are not good. You are not good enough to handle. So don't despise those children. Try to find out what is good about them. Don't hide them. In fact, be proud of them. The moment you despise them, you show them that they are not good enough. You give them the reason to despise themselves. So treat them well. Don't judge them. Help them to try do something for themselves. Maybe a business. Don't discriminate them from the other children.
There are some of us, and especially maybe to the young mothers, sometimes when you have a kid when you are young, and some of them get an option of maybe abortion, some of them they leave them to the hospital, some of them they despise them. What would you like to tell them? Maybe that kid is the one who is supposed to help that person, but at the same time this person maybe comes to a point where I don't have any other kid, or even after getting a kid, you get a kid that maybe you couldn't even compare to the kid that maybe you once aborted or even lost them to another person. How would you like to tell them?
When you decide to throw away or to abort the kid or to do away with that kid, it's the same as killing. So, and there's no sin that is greater than killing. So, you have no right to kill. I mean, you should accept them the way they are. You should show them love, as I have said. You should learn God for them. You never know about that person. Maybe she or he may be the one to help you in future.
And according to your experience, maybe in life, do you feel that there is somewhere the society is supposed to improve, maybe when it comes to people with disability and all that? Do you feel there is somewhere we are supposed to improve, maybe when handling them, or maybe when coming around people? And some of us don't know how to shut up, maybe. So how can you tell people like that, and how would you handle such a situation?
For the society, you should accept the fact that we are treated differently, that we are all not the same, but then when it comes to a place of what, do not look down on us, on people living with disability because of how they appear. Try finding out what is good about them. For example, I have done to ask for a job and another person without disability had done, and you have chosen the one without disability and you have left me out, yet we have the same qualification. I don't think it's right before the eyes of God. As a society, you should eliminate discrimination. We are all created in the image of God. You should accept person living with disability, even in giving them employment. Try finding them try finding out what their talent is and try considering them, because it is very painful to be denied a chance simply because you are disabled. That doesn't sound right, even before the eyes of God. So, even when you go to matatus, some of us board matatus, so you may see someone maybe akijaribu kusimamisha, lakini ukiona venye anatembea ama the way she appears, unaona huyu hapana. So we all have equal rights and we all deserve the best. So try treating us well, because God loves us all and He required us to be treated the same way.
I understand that the church is somewhere where many people run to when it comes to solutions and all that. You may find out that there are people who are with disability or having challenges and they run up to the church, but sometimes the church isn't helping. What is your opinion when you come to the church about people who are disabled?
I think people living with disability, for example, I have gone to Bible college and I desire to be a pastor one day. So if a person maybe went to Bible school and she has a disability, I think she should be given a chance. Maybe God will be more glorified through her or him. So we should never deny those people a chance. Maybe God wanted to pass a message and it through these people that appear to be weak, but they have a point. So give them a chance at least to minister, at least for them to be appreciated. Also, church is where we expect to be loved. Church is where we expect to be embraced, and it might feel bad when we face rejection from the church. Personally, I cannot say I have been rejected, but I'm just talking on behalf of others who might have been rejected. So, always, as church member, always appreciate those people and love them and see them as others. But we don't deserve to be petted. We deserve to be given opportunity. We deserve to be embraced and treated like any other normal person.
There are people who are disabled, but again, it's as if they intimidate themselves. They feel like they cannot study, they feel like they cannot do anything, maybe for financial matters or anything. What would you like to tell them?
Like me, you see, I am finished Bible school now. My school was closed because where I hesitated, there were no many students, and I decided to study. I went for Bible school, as you have heard. After Bible school, I found another link online a friend shared for me, and that link was for empowering persons living with disability with IT skills in networking. And I decided to join. Why? Because I believed in myself. And this year, I graduated on February 29 as an IT student. So I don't think you are limited to anything. Just pray for wisdom, pray for knowledge, pray for understanding. So long as your inner man is not affected, just go for your dream, study and do your best. Thank you.
Wow. I think now we are winding up. But again, I always feel like these people were able differently. It's as if we should be giving them a priority in everything, and maybe in terms of job places, job opportunities. Like, I feel like they should be the first people who are supposed to be given chances, even before the other people who are already able. What do you think?
What I think, like I have said, we are not supposed to be petted. We deserve equal opportunity. That doesn't mean they should be given chances before others are given. They should all be given equally. Person with disability, person without disability. When you try to show them that you pity them, they have a very different view. Like, ameniajiri juu amenihurumia. Like, so just treat them normally, give them all they deserve. Just like you would employ any other person, employ them because they deserve it. If you are giving opportunity to people, give them, including the people living with disability. Don't make them feel less. Don't let them regret why they were born disabled. Just show them love and acknowledge them. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Now, as I said, I want to close the interview, and maybe you have something else to say before I close.
Like I have said, I graduated on February 12. I have done IT networking. And as you can see, I'm able differently. I worked and taught with the challenges, but I believe I'm able. I believe in my ability beyond disability. So if you have a company and you want it to be managed by me, I'm able to work. I'm able to do office work. I'm able to teach how to knit pullover. Maybe you have a school and you need a teacher. Maybe you want to start a school and you need a teacher. I'm able to teach knitting. I'm able to do IT in networking. I'm able to do many things. Believe in me. Now that I'm an idol, if you have any place of art, if you can volunteer to start at school, maybe at Nairobi, I can teach the students how to knit. Because where I had started the school, I had no students. So I'm able to work, I'm able to preach. So me, I believe I'm able. If you have a place of work, consider me and you will not regret. If also you want someone to inspire people, someone to You need to encourage people and there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhoda, for coming. And I believe it's been even a challenge to some of us who are already abled. It's a challenge because you doing that when you're disabled, it means that the person who is able should even do more and even more than that. And that becomes a challenge to us and even to those people who feel like they feel inferior in doing things. I want you to go up and check on Rhoda, check on how she has been doing her things and work with her. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly, you can share, you can subscribe, and even comment in the comment section below. I'll leave her contact there for those people who are willing to stand with her in this journey. She has shared her story, she has shared her experiences. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly remember to subscribe, share, and comment. Goodbye.